Hey folks, I'm going to do an unboxing here of my new watch. It's by a company called Wise. They're out of Bangkok, Thailand. A few weeks ago I met up with a very good friend of mine. He showed up and out of the blue just presented me with this box. I had no idea what was in it. I mean, at first I thought it was some cologne or something. I was like, what's in the box? It turns out he just showed up out of the blue and gave me this new watch, and I want to thank you very much, my friend, for doing so. I was shocked. What do you say? First, want to say, man, I can't accept this, but it's a gift, and it's a outstanding, just wonderful. Wow, comes in a beautiful box. If you're looking for a gift for somebody, the packaging is superb. You see the outer packaging there, but then the actual box that the watch is in, it sort of has like a rubberized texture. I mean, everything about that is absolute quality. So boom, there you go. This is the Hitman model. And no, they're not paying me to say this. This isn't sponsored. I'm just showing you my new watch that was given to me by a good friend of mine. But again, this is the Hitman model, and I think they call it the full lume. And there's different variants, obviously, different, all kind of different variations. But this particular watch, it's what's called a full lume, where the entire face of the watch glows instead of just the numbers or the hands or stuff like that. I'm not exactly sure how long it stays lit up, once I get it under a light source. I don't know. There's some reviews out there on YouTube that have actually tested it, and these things get very good reviews. The videos I've seen, they get very good reviews. It's heavy. It just feels like quality. Again, it's made in Thailand, and I'll put all the links and everything down in the description. And it's just absolute tight quality. I mean, the thing's built like a tank. And I'm having to do a voiceover because I originally did this video when it was coming a rainstorm, and you couldn't hear anything but the rain in the background. And this watch is an automatic, and it's the first automatic watch I've had. But basically, if you sort of tilt it back and forth for 30 seconds before you wear it, it's supposed to keep the thing wound up. Now obviously you can wind it. Like, I've never had an automatic watch before. The only watches like this I have were either battery operated or you had to wind them up on a regular basis. Okay, but there you go. And then moving on to the box, there's sort of a hidden compartment in the bottom of the box. So you lift that little foam piece up, and you've got basically a little credit card there with the model number and the serial number. That's a screwdriver to use to take the links in and out, and it comes with those extra links. I think it comes with 4 extra links, and then I took one out, so I'm showing you 5 right there, but it comes with 4 extra ones, if you have a bigger wrist. And then it comes with that other little tool there in the back that just has, where you pop the pins in and out. Like I said, everything in here is just high quality, excellent on the presentation. He also threw another band in there, and this is like a rubber sports band. It's got a little bit of, I don't know, cross checkerboard pattern on there, what have you. But that rubber is high quality. So why did I go back in time? Why am I back in time? Why did I decide to go back in time? That's what I'm going to talk about during this video. Many of y'all might think that's clickbait or that I'm lost my mind, but it's an accurate statement. I'm back in time. I went back in time because I'm back to wearing a watch. I just showed you on the first part of this video, this this beautiful watch given to me by a good friend of mine. Again, man, thank you very much for doing so. And the timing was perfect. So folks, yeah, hung out with a good buddy of mine. He just surprised me out of the blue. He gave me this watch. And the timing couldn't have been better. Number one, he didn't even know I quit drinking. If you don't know that about me, I've been a hard drinker my whole life. Not an alcoholic, but I do like to party. Part of partying is what? It's drinking. So recently I made the decision, hey, I'm done drinking. The nightlife, the party, and the hanging out in bars, it's just old. It's over with. I'm done with it. So that's one factor. Now factor number two, almost 15 years ago, I stopped wearing a watch. Why? Well, I left America, got out of the grind, came over to Southeast Asia, living in Thailand. Thailand is my home, if you don't know that about me. Yes, I'm currently in the Philippines, but if anybody asks me where's my home in the world, it's Thailand. Now, obviously, wherever my children are, that's where I'm going to be, but long story. Anyhow, I was out of the grind. And when you leave the grind of the West, where we live by time, in America at least, if you're not 15 minutes early to most meetings, you're considered late. And God forbid you walk into a meeting 1 minute late or after it started, right? It's considered rude, unprofessional. We live, operate, sleep, eat, work, die by the time. And when you leave the West, especially the United States of America, you go to a place like the Middle East or Southeast Asia or Asia, in my experience, time is more of a suggestion. It's really more of a suggestion. So if people are late for a meeting, nobody gets upset. You just wait on them, or who cares? In the Middle East, if a meeting starts at 9, dude rolls in at 10 talking on his cell phone, in my experience, nobody cares. Where in America, it's going to be repercussions. And, oh my gosh, dude's an hour late. I mean, you get fired over that, right? Here in the Philippines, it's a joke among Filipinos and expats, but I don't say it out in public, but Filipinos do. They refer to people being on Filipino time. What does that mean? It means they're always late. They're never on time. Even when I go to functions at my kid's school, the teacher, whoever's in charge, if we have a rehearsal or what have you, she'll tell everybody, hey, we're starting at 7. We're starting the program at 7. Okay, be here at 7, not Filipino time, and everybody will laugh. So it's not something that I'm casting stones. It's just part of the culture. And so I said, you know what? I'm moving to Southeast Asia, Thailand, Mai Rai. Don't worry about the little things. Why do I need to wear a watch? Everything that I'm doing online. I'm my own boss. I'm the captain of my own destiny. I don't need a watch. So I quit wearing one. Plus, if you've never seen that movie, Wild Hogs, one of the best movies ever made. I mean, it's just good, clean fun. There's a few adult connotations in there, I guess, to make it PG-13, but it's a PG-rated movie. It's family friendly. One of the greatest movies ever made. Got John Travolta, Martin Lawrence. What's the guy? You got Dudley, and then the Tool Man. I can't remember his name. Yeah, great movie. At the end of the movie, old Blade, one of the bikers, says, oh yeah, and fellas, lose watches. That just always stuck with me, right? Because that's the one thing in the West that we don't have is time. Just always got something to do, somewhere to go. Anyhow, so a watch is pertinent to operations. Got it. But other cultures, they don't live by the time. They don't live by time. They don't live by a watch. They don't wear a watch. And so there's differences, right? So anyhow, hung out and enjoyed living in Southeast Asia. I'm still enjoying living in Southeast Asia. But really, for the first few years, the only time that I had to worry about was when is happy hour. 5 to 7, what have you. That's the only time during the day that I was concerned with time. 5 to 7, that's the only thing I was concerned about being on time for, because the drinks are cheaper and the ladies' drinks are affordable, right? I bring this up to say, if you're retired, living as an expat, or if you're independently wealthy and you're your own boss, you don't have to report to anybody, why be so concerned with time? I see so many people who are here in Southeast Asia, retired, and they're in such a fucking hurry. I'm trying to clean up my language. They're in such a hurry to go places, driving too fast, honking the horn, people in front of them, just like they're living in the West, but you're retired. Most of y'all ain't got nowhere to be unless you got a doctor's appointment or a flight to catch. But on a daily basis, and it takes a while for people to slow down and decompress from being programmed by the ways of the West, It takes a while to get deprogrammed. But I just see people who are in such a big hurry, but they're retired, they're living as an expat, they don't have nowhere to go. Like, why are you sitting there staring at your watch, man? You're retired. Relax. Chill out. Don't drive so fast. Don't drive like a maniac. You're not late for work. Okay, you're not late for an interview. Just relax. Why did I start looking at the clock again? Well, it's pretty simple. My daughter started school 2 years ago. She was going to start a pre-K. So, oh shit, now I got to pay attention to the time. I got to get her to school. Got to pick her up. Damn sure not going to be late. But I still didn't wear a watch. And this last year, I got 2 kids in school. One goes in the mornings, so you got to get him to school, get him back. Then one goes in the afternoons, get her to school, get her back. All of a sudden, time's becoming more important to me. I guess the other thing too, the reason I didn't wear a watch, because we're all carrying cell phones in our pockets, right? And I figured if I really need to know what time it is, I'll look at my damn phone. Then there was a period where I stopped carrying a smartphone, got rid of my iPhone, just was carrying a little talking text like this right here, right? I did that for the longest time, and most of the time I'd leave this thing at home. So I was really disconnected from the technology, disconnected from time. I was pretty damn free during those years. I started carrying an iPhone again when I started getting more serious about making YouTube videos, because I've shot, filmed, edited, posted hundreds of videos from nothing but my iPhone. And here's this big secret for you. You can make videos on your iPhone. You don't need to buy the first piece of camera equipment, especially in the beginning. But I started carrying the iPhone again. Still didn't wear a watch. And then what happened a few months ago, well, almost a year ago, coming home drunk, Angelique City, some chick stole my iPhone. I did a series of videos, showing where the iPhone went, and it ended up down in Manila. It's quite interesting, just tracking your stolen cell phone. And I haven't carried a cell phone since. And it's been almost a year, and I realized what a great service this chick did to me by stealing that phone. Now, admittedly, I broke down and I had to buy a junk Android just so I could get texts. Obviously you need a number and you need to get texts for certain things you can't get away from, right? But I keep that SIM card and that old junk phone just for that purpose. And when I travel, I was logged in on Telegram and logged me out. Now it's not logged into anything. If the old lady really needs to get in touch with me, she got to send me a text or call me. That's it. But I bought that smartphone, so when you come in, you got to show that damn QR code to immigration. Well, it's just too easy, right? Other than that, I don't carry the thing. So disconnecting from carrying a phone in my pocket all the time is absolutely wonderful. And I'm going to do another video about how my theory is it's not the internet that's degrading society, it's cell phones. The cell phone in your pocket. I'll do that later, but I figured that out. So anyhow, I was sitting here a few weeks ago and I was looking at my grandfather's old watch. Now, believe it or not, it actually works, but it's so old, it's not reliable, but you can wind the thing up and it'll work. I don't know when he got it. I don't know if it was the 70s, 80s. He could have got it in the 90s. I don't know before he died, but I look on the back of it and the thing is made in the Philippines. And I just kind of laughed. I'd never picked up on that before. But just think about that. My grandfather, who lived in basically the backwoods of Mississippi his entire life, is wearing a watch that's made in the Philippines. Now, obviously everything's made in China, but the Philippines, especially decades ago. All right, it's made in the Philippines. He's wearing that around Mississippi. And then here I am back in the Philippines, look down like, holy shit, my grandfather's watch was made in the Philippines. So, I was thinking, I probably need to get a watch. And then I stopped drinking. So far, it's been a great decision. Not just taking a break. I'm talking about, quit drinking. Just tired of the scene, tired of the bars. You can watch the other videos where I talk about it. But the point of drinking, what it does, and you can look at it in a positive light or a negative light, it robs you of time. Now, if you say it's a negative thing, alcohol robs you of time, makes the time just fly by. Or you can say a positive thing where, alcohol helps pass the time. If I'm sitting there waiting on a flight and the flight's late, I just go get another beer. I really wouldn't get pissed off as long as I can get a beer and sit there and chill. Helps me pass the time. But also, what does it do? It robs you of time, robs you of productivity. From being hungover or just getting drunk and can't do nothing but barbecue, That's another video I did. Something about Filipino wife thinks I'm too drunk to barbecue. It's like being too drunk to fish. Just can't happen. So anyway, I'm sitting there thinking, I need to get a watch. Then all of a sudden, the universe it's like we're all connected. Hook up with my buddy a few weeks later, pulls out that box, and gives me this watch. It's just, I don't know. It's like everything in the universe is connected, which I truly believe it is. As I get older, I get more philosophical. Believe more things that I used to think was just absolute insanity. But really, we are all connected. And I'm going to tell you why. Maybe I'll do a whole video on this, but the reason I'm talking right now is because my brain is sending electrical impulses to my mouth and causing my mouth to move and my vocal cords and my tongue and everything else. Electrical impulses are causing that. And lightning and electricity can be transmitted through the air. Right? You seen a bolt of lightning? What is that? Electricity going through the air, point A to point B. Get too close to lightning, you feel it. If it hits you, damn sure gonna feel it. And so if electricity and lightning can be transmitted through the air, wireless transmission of electricity, just like Tesla said, it's been proven, then why are we not connected? Through air. Because we're nothing but a series of electrical impulses that are continuously going off Why am I not connected to her over there and we can communicate through some type of thought process? Because electrical impulses, electricity can be transmitted through the air. Anyhow. It's just like everything just clicked. Buddy showed up, gave me a badass watch. Now I'm back in time. After not wearing a watch for 15 years. It's strange. It's very strange looking down on my wrist and seeing the time. And again, it being, not drinking, it's like the days are 10 times as long. And then now that I've got this watch, obviously it puts me where I'm at during the day. And it helps me map out these very long days compared to the past decade or so of drinking every day. First thing I do, get up in the morning, drink some beer. Beer was basically my bottle of water. So it's very strange, but the average person in the West who's in the grind, you've probably never been disconnected from time that much. Maybe on vacation, maybe not. Do you wear your watch on vacation? Why? If you're on a week-long vacation or a week-long cruise, why wear a watch? Well, I guess if there's a show or something coming on, or you got to be back to get on the ship. Okay, I get it, but you see my point, right? If you're gonna lay up on a beach somewhere, drink margaritas, why wear a watch? Just screws up your tan line. Furthermore, why take your phone? Anyhow, that's another conversation. So yeah, back in time, my friends, back in time. Kids are about to go back to school in a couple weeks. Now I can just look down at my wrist. Oh, time to go pick up my daughter. Still don't need a cell phone. Why I need a cell phone? Don't need it. So there you go. Those are my reasons. Number one, I got kids now. When you have kids, you gotta be living by the time. Because the worst thing that could happen would be for me to lose track of time and forget to go pick up my daughter, and then the teacher have to call me. Hey, old single dad, father of the year, you're late picking up your daughter. I mean, I got a reputation to protect, so I can't let that happen. So thanks to my buddy and my new watch, this next school year I'll always be on time, maintain my father of the year status. So folks, that's it. I just thought I'd do a quick talk out there, because actually some of y'all picked up on it. You're like, hey, why is he wearing a watch again? I've talked about this so many times throughout the years. I don't wear a watch. If y'all saw me wearing a watch, it was a broken watch. And the watches I wore, I set them to about 5 minutes before 5. They're broke, but I just set them right around 5 o'clock. So every time I look down at my watch, it said almost 5 o'clock. Time for a beer. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Well, it was always 5 o'clock if I was wearing one of them broken watches as a jewelry piece. But now I actually got a watch that's going to tell time. Help me going forward with the next decade, my next 30 years. The other thing too about this watch is that now I've got a family heirloom in the making. I'll wear this watch every day till I die. And when I die, they can take it off my wrist, pass it on to my son Forrest G, and just keep passing it down. Because it's quality. It's going to last. When I left America, folks, I liquidated. I mean, it took me 2 years to do it, but I liquidated all my stuff. Even sold all of my guns. I didn't sell my grandfather's guns. I've got those safely stored with a family member. But all my guns got rid of. Everything. So I didn't have much. I don't have much to hand down to my kids as some type of family heirloom. Hey, sweetie. Can you go ask mommy to open that? Careful. Go ask mommy to open it for Papa. Are you... Oh, okay. Maria's bringing me a cold Coke. Thank you very much, sweetie. Hold on, folks. Let me pop the top on this cold Coca-Cola right there. Maria, you want a drink?
No, sir.
Okay. Go. So instead of popping the tops on beers these days, just sticking to Coke. Nah, we don't really drink too much. Some people say we do, but usually when I pop the top on a Coke, I'll give the kids a sip. They don't drink a whole Coke. They'll drink a sip. Each kid gets a sip. The ladies might, Fighting Mom might take a swig. And so when I drink a Coke, it's like maybe a third of it. Anyhow. Family heirlooms. Yeah, this watch will be a family heirloom. Because really the only other thing I got to pass down, I got a leather briefcase over there. I let my dad carry for a few years. I got it back. I'm going to hand that down. I already handed off my Indiana gear bag to my son in America. He's already sporting that. Pieces of gear that'll last. They'll last long enough to become family heirlooms. So that's the other good thing about this watch. That is absolutely delicious. And the thing about it, it just takes me back to the 70s when you would go to the store, buy a Coke, them old Coke machines, well, the regular Coke machines, but then you had the ones that were they were just kind of like hanging in there. You lifted up the top, you reached in, had to pull them out. It's damn near impossible. And you had the ones that were straight in there. You had to pull them out. You had to yank on them things. Anyhow, the taste, the form, popping the top. Plus, they're dirt cheap. What did I say these things were? Like 7.5 pesos each? It's like a quarter. It's like 25 cents here. And every time I stopped at a gas station in America on this last trip, I was paying $3 for a Coke. And that bad boy right there is only a quarter. How's that happen? So there you go, folks. That's my talk about my watch, my new watch. Again, shout out to my buddy. Thank you very much, man, for that. Just come out of left field surprise gift. I mean, what do you do? I mean, I'll be honest. I was like, man, I can't take this. You feel guilty. Like, wow. But you can't not take it. It's a gift. So I said, yep. Man, I'll do a review on it. I guess a review. Do an unboxing video. Talk about my new watch. And one day, my son in there, when I'm taking a dirt nap, forced you to be wearing that watch. So it's all good. Yeah, man, thank you very much. Folks, thanks for being a subscriber here on my channel. I know this wasn't an action-packed video. But a lot of things I do here, sometimes they're just to document. Well, that's all I do, really. It's like most of the time I'm just documenting my life on what I call the overstay road. Living outside my country, the country where I was born and raised. But some things I just like to document so I can look back 20 years, as long as YouTube don't go away. World War III don't break out and wipe out every server. I can look back and say, when did I get that watch? Oh, that's when I got that watch. It's back in 2024. Look, there it is right now. Back when I was 30 years younger. Maybe they'll play it at my funeral. There's when he first got that watch. He was a young man. He was proud of that watch, and now we're going to take it off of his cold, dead body and hand it on to his son. Alright, I'm done. I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out. So I cracked myself up.